Erik Cole, a Stanley Cup champion, a Hurricanes legend, joins us on the Adam Gold Show. We are checking in. This is a cup check for Erik Cole. I appreciate your time, sir. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I am keeping busy, and it's the best time of year.
It is.
Are here.
It is. Let me ask you. Take me back to when you were a player. What were your Stanley Cup game days like?
Oh man, obviously for me, when you like hearing that question, and it brings me right back to that rookie season where we we're kind of just the underdogs all the way through it. Nobody really expected us to make too much noise, and I don't think anyone expected us to beat New Jersey, including New Jersey. Mm-hmm. It was just it was so great, and to see how much the community was abuzz that year with the flags on the cars, and just it was anywhere you went. I'd be sitting at a stoplight and people would be honking their horns and everything. It's just the best time of year. There's no more college basketball to be watched and everything. It's the time for everyone in this area, in this community, to be Hurricanes fans, and it's just great.
It is awesome. The tailgating culture is real, and even on Easter Sunday, I got to the arena just before noon, and I wasn't surprised. I expected it to be the case. I knew why the team was worried because, holiest day of the year for people, but there were a ton of people out tailgating. Maybe not as many as they would have liked at that stage, but there were a ton of people, and we're encouraging people to go out today. How do you cross the line? Erik Cole is joining us. How do you not cross the line? How do you understand where the line is between being physical as you need to be, especially in round one, especially the way New Jersey played in game one, and being across the line where it puts yourself in trouble, in jeopardy of going into the penalty box?
Well, we always stressed controlled emotion. That's because honestly, it was Easter Sunday. The tweet from the Hurricanes page, not today, Satan, was perfect. But let's face it. There was very little chance that the Devils had in game one. The way that this arena is, and the way that these fans come and get loud and everything, it can be overwhelming, and it certainly influences the game. But with that being said, from the player's standpoint, the player side of it, you have to be riding that wave of emotion, but you also have to be, a little bit just conscious or cautious that you don't let it come too far. You look back to our game 7 against Edmonton, and in the first 5 minutes, East all runs their goalie. Probably a little bit of the emotion and the energy in the building kind of getting the best of them there, but it happens. So it's, you have to, you certainly want to embrace it and use it to your advantage, but to your point, it can't go too far, and you just have to feed off of it and just play with that. If you're trying to keep yourself on an even keel, you're still probably going to be heightened a little bit, but you're not going to be at the extreme.
Erik Cole is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. I know you've played against former teammates before, and we saw, Jarvis hit on Pesce behind the net, which was a great hit and a clean hit, and nothing happened as a result of that hit other than we just played on and it was a good hit. But we did see Andrei Svechnikov hit Dougie Hamilton. Dougie did not appreciate that, slashed Andrei after the play. How is it playing against former teammates, especially in this kind of an environment? Just from your experience, is it more difficult because you might not go at it with the same level of aggression? How do you convince yourself to do it?
No, no. When you're playing for the Stanley Cup, if anything, like to your point of same level of aggression, no, you amp it up another. And for me, anytime I came back here when I was playing for another organization, I played hard. I wanted to win. I wanted to beat them. It's even that more magnified during the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I mean, if I'm being candid here, is anyone surprised that Dougie Hamilton got hit in the playoffs and was upset about it? I can never get out of my mind when again in that Washington series. Yep. When he didn't want to go into the corner first and make a play on the puck and probably have to take a hit from Ovechkin, who's a big man and
yes.
He can throw his weight around out there. For me, that image is just burned into my mind anytime somebody mentions Dougie Hamilton.
Yeah, and it cost Trevor Van Riemsdyk a shoulder injury. There's no doubt that I remember that play exactly, and if it were not for Justin Falk and Brett Pesce, which assumed the role of top defensive pairing after that, Carolina might not have survived that series against Washington. Erik Cole is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Taylor Hall was an MVP for the Devils, by the way, 8 years ago now, I guess it is. 7 years ago. I thought he was as good as Carolina had on the forward line against the Devils in Game 1. What is it about being with a new team that, especially when you're coming from situations where they weren't winning, that can just energize a player? Because I think Hall has been a difference maker really since he got here.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at his whole career path and where he's been. First round draft pick, and he goes into the Oilers. Probably earlier than he should have. Maybe he wasn't quite ready, but it was kind of, those were the years that all the teams were just saying, you know what, he's young, and we're just gonna. We did it with Skinner. He's young, he's gonna make mistakes, but we're gonna live with it. We're gonna deal with it. And to see his, how he's matured through his career and the stops that he's made and everything, and then most recently being in Chicago, where, I mean, let's face it, it's tough times in Chicago right now. I know they magically won the Connor Bedard sweepstakes, but
yes, magically.
Yeah, but it's a situation where he goes from there where it's just hard every night, and you come here to Carolina with Roddy's culture and the culture that's in this dressing room and just the team atmosphere and everything. What a breath of fresh air. That would excite anybody, if you're not getting excited about that and you're not excited about that opportunity, then you know what, like maybe it's time just call it quits because like you got a great opportunity in front of you, and like and I think he recognizes that he's a great player, great person, and I think he sees that he's in a great situation and he's trying to make the most of it.
All right, final thing for Erik Cole, then we will say goodbye, and hopefully I will see you at the arena, if not for Game 2, certainly soon. The carryover from like the goonery that we saw, whether it's Timo Meier going out of his way to try to deliver a very late hit on Jackson Blake, Daniel Sprong late in the game by the door to the bench, checking Taylor Hall with like 3 seconds left from behind. Jacob Markstrom swinging the stick, which got his own guy, missed Andre.
That poor guy.
Cody Glass is going to play.
Cody, he's going to play?
Yeah, Cody Glass is in.
All right, well, sprained MCL for sure.
Holy cow.
Yep.
If you're a player in that locker room, are you thinking about this is what the Devils are going to try to do? Or do you don't even care, you just move on?
I think that if from the Devils organizational standpoint and coaching staff standpoint, if there's a game that they can steal in this series, it's Game 2. I think the Hurricanes need to come out and establish themselves the same way they did in Game 1. I mean, the shots were 17-5
in the first
at
period.
The end of the first period.
Yeah.
Yep. They need to jump them right away, but it has to be relentless, because it might take a little bit longer to break them, right? You have to just continually shift after shift, be methodical, do the same things over and over again, and that's how you take away their will, right? You take away their will. I mean, obviously, everyone's playing for the cup, so it's the most precious time of year. But I think if the Hurricanes just continue stay out of the nonsense, they don't need any of that. I'm sure New Jersey's going to try and ruffle some feathers and get under some guys' skin.
Yep.
That's just the nature of it. I mean, you see it across the league and in every playoff game, every playoff series. You just for the Hurricanes, they just need to turn away, play hard between the whistles, and they're going to be fine.
Erik Cole, you're the best, my friend. I appreciate your time. Hurricanes legend. I'll talk to you very soon. I hope to see you at the rink soon, but thank you very much for your time today.
I actually have a favor to ask you.
Sure.
I might need to use you as a reference because I'm going to. I know. It's times are tough. I'm asking you, but I'm working on my first ever resume.
Okay.
I'm gonna submit my resume to the Greensboro organization for a coaching position. And so I might need to put you down I might need to put you down to pump me up a little bit with those folks over there.
Happy to argue on your behalf.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I knew I could count on you.
You always can. You're the best, man. I'll talk to you later.